This news update is brought to you by...
Say hello to Carol. Carol talks for a living, from morning till night. So she relies on Flo's crystal clear home phone service brought to her through Flo's 100% fiber to the home network. It keeps her in the know, and because she bundles her mobile broadband and TV services, she enjoys huge savings, so she can enjoy much more for much less. So visit any Flo retail outlet, call 1-800-804-2994, or visit discoverflow.co to find out more. One-of-a-kind connection. This is how we flow.
It's Thursday, May 19, and time for the Barbados Today afternoon update. With the news, I am Frenella Wedderburn. We begin with the opposition Barbados Labour Party's White March for Justice. From as early as 11 a.m., people were gathering at the Parliament building to take part in the walk to Bronx Beach. Opposition MP Cynthia Ford is expecting the march to be a success because she says too many Barbadians are hurting.
We have had such poor governance by this Democratic Labour Party administration in a number of areas, but particularly when it comes to the unemployment and the cutting of budgets in health and education and the dislocation of Barbadians. Barbadians have been taxed to the maximum as a result of the high cost of living that this government does not intend to treat to. And to top it off, for them to ask for the 10% increase, I think that really is the worst scenario for Barbadians who are home waiting for tribunal to get their money, for persons whose family have had a pension taken away when they were receiving two.
Democratic Labour Party Senator Jepta Inn says it is the opposition's right to march, but the ruling party will remain focused on managing the country in the best interest of Barbadians.
We came to the people of Barbados and we stated categorically that we want to manage a country that is environmentally sound, socially balanced, economically viable, characterized by good governance. And that is what we are demonstrating to the people of Barbados under the astute leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Faradel Stewart. And as I stated before, is that if the opposition sees it fit, the country will settle down and Barbadians will begin to see the wisdom in our managing this economy the way that we want to, as far as I said, meeting the needs of the people of Barbados is concerned.
Some demonstrators also shared with Barbados Today why they decided to come out.
Very necessary to have it. People's voices must be heard.
What do you think it can achieve from it?
It will achieve a lot of things to come. It don't have to be at this very moment, but things will come. Look at the K Hill. We did achieve something from the last match.
Ma'am, your opinion?
I think it is okay, and she said we're going to see something from it. Not now, but in time to come.
One of the issues that the opposition is marching against is government's plan to restore the 2014 pay cut for ministers. It's a proposal acting Deputy General Secretary of the National Union of Public Workers, Adelcia Burke, says workers are hopping mad about since they have not gotten a salary increase in years.
Yeah, most members felt very incensed about that. They have been holding strength for since 2010. That would have been the last increase that they would have received. And I think that they believe that the government is very insensitive to determine at this stage that they are going to restore a 10% cut that they would have received. And the workers are adamant that they must receive a salaries increase, because if the government can restore the 10%, it means that things must be looking up. And if they're going to benefit, then they must benefit too.
In other news, 37-year-old Ariel King is expected to appear in court today to answer charges of unlawful assault. King of Lynch's St. Philip is allegedly at the center of a video circulating on social media showing the physical and verbal abuse of 84-year-old Jasmine Hall, a resident of the Roseville home for the elderly in Christchurch. That incident occurred on April 28. Meantime, the president of the Barbados Nursing Association, Blondell Mullin, is distancing her colleagues from King's alleged actions, making it clear that auxiliary nurses are only caregivers and not nurses. She told Barbados Today this morning that the nursing fraternity is concerned about the incident.
We are very disturbed about it, and we agree with the ministry for taking the action they have taken, and we also want the public to know that the nurse is a nursing auxiliary, and people keep saying nurse, but she's a caregiver or a nursing auxiliary, a health aide, and those are just trained for 6 months, and therefore we just want people to not brand nurses, to think that that's what nurses do, because trained nurses know how to treat the elderly, and we know when they have Alzheimer's, how they behave, and we know how to react to their behavior. So the trained nurse will never treat a patient like that.
The latest statistics from the Continuous Household Labor Force Survey shows Barbados recorded a 1% drop in unemployment last year. The survey results published yesterday showed the rate of unemployment, that is, at 11.3% last year compared to 12.3% at the end of 2012. It showed that the number of men looking for work was 3% higher than that of women, with unemployment among males standing at 12.3% and 10.3% among females. It said 128,200 were employed, while the number of unemployed persons stood at 16,400. However, 77,500 Barbadians had stopped looking for work and were not counted among the unemployed. The wholesale and retail trade sector was the largest generator of jobs in 2015.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
Regional news now. Caribbean governments are being told to brace for an influx of refugees from Venezuela if food shortages continue. The warning from the mayor of the town of Chaseo, Ramon Muchacho, who says people are now reduced to hunting cats, dogs, and pigeons for food. He says if the crisis deepens, it could see more Venezuelans fleeing by land or sea to an island. Venezuela saw a new wave of looting last week that resulted in at least 2 deaths and millions of dollars in losses and damages. On the international scene, a search is on for an Egypt Air flight from Paris to Cairo. Officials are reporting that the flight MS-804 dropped more than 20,000 feet before disappearing from radar. 66 people were on board, most of them from Egypt or France. A Briton was also among the passengers. More in this report from the CNN.
Military planes have been deployed, helicopters, a frigate is operating in the area. And the latest we have from the Greek Defense Ministry is that an Egyptian C-130 has spotted 2 floating objects about 210 nautical miles southwest of the island of Crete. But it's very early to tell if these can be connected to the missing aircraft. So we have to be very careful with this information that's just coming in. The Greek teams, the Greek air traffic controllers were actually the last to speak to the pilot only minutes before the plane exited Greek airspace. We know that not long before that, everything seemed to be working fine. The pilot was actually apparently in a very pleasant mood. He even thanked them in Greek. And not long after that, the authorities at Greek air traffic controllers, they lost control. They lost the plane off the radars.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and of course, like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media and bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 99 on Flow TV and the Mix 96.9 FM. I am Fernella Wedderburn. Do have a good afternoon.